Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to Space Engineers, where we are suffering yet another snowstorm. We are, I think, somewhere on the poles, and as a result we do get a lot of these snowstorms. Not sure if it's correlated, but we do see quite a few of them. And I think it is basically time for us to try and leave this planet, see if we can actually make it to space. The main reason is, you can see that right there on the bottom right, 100% filled with hydrogen. So I have done a decent chunk of ice mining. If we go low enough, you can see some of the craters that I have created here across the path for the cube. And then up here, of course, I did take down the wind turbines. Just, you know, the idea is to get a nice aesthetic cube to go into space, and then the cube drone is fully linked back here. So it's landed, landing gear is on, and so is the connector, and its battery, you know, connected to the large cube, is now full as well. My defenses are up and running, and a couple of final tweaks that I've done. You can't really see it here, but I did add a decent amount of solar panels almost across the entire cube. And then up here is a final little bit that I've changed. Now it's behind this, so I should probably look at that from the outside then as a result. But here we go. I actually added some oxygen farms here as well, just to get that extra little bit of oxygen capacity to slowly and consistently, hopefully once we get into space, get into this oxygen tank, just as a little bit of an extra backup, so that you know, I always have the option of filling a bottle here and then making my way back to the planet if that were to be the problem. But yeah, that's really what I've done. I've done a decent chunk of ice mining, so we are going to close this door. This one is closed already. And then down here, the drill is up, so we also grabbed all of that stuff. So let's close this down. Let's close all of this down, in fact, like that. And now we should pretty much be ready. While doing all of that ice mining, something that I did here as well is a little bit of extra gold mining. So I got some extra of that, tiny bit of iron. Just saw a quick nugget close by, and so my refinery is still working on the nickel, working its way through all of the resources that I've gathered here. But we should, I think we're ready for the experiment. I just did a save as, so should be good to go. And another thing that I do want to grab then, if that's what we're going to do, just to play it on the safe side, of course, is a couple of, let's see here, oxygen bottles. Where are they? I made some. Here we go. So we get a couple of oxygen bottles so that we can keep going. But we could activate this one once, yeah, everything is closed, so we should be good on that as well. All right, gonna do a quick reload of my energy so that we are fully ready. Let's take a seat. The storm is a little bit annoying. We don't see that much right now, but first what I have to do is go into the control panel, and then I have to find what is it called? The air vent. Here we go. That one is still off. Room pressure is only at 81%. How the hell is that happening? What's still open? This is closed. It should be fine. That's closed. These are both closed, yeah. So that's how I would want to get out. And I repaired the hole that I made for, unless, let's take a quick check on the outside. God damn it. Normally it's alright, but this time it's telling me it's not fully alright. What the hell? Let's do F. So that's alright, this is alright, this is closed. And then, I mean, all I did was make a hole here. Oh, god damn it. Let's go like that. All I did was make a hole here. So it should be fine. Don't really understand. That was all fully armor plated. Let's see here again. On I, control panel, and my air vent. Room pressure, 81%. Let's see. Can I toggle this on? Ah, there we go. That was because that's the atmospheric pressure that we had when everything was open. Now we did seal it, but we of course didn't change the composition of the air, so that was still at 81%. And you can start to see small ticks here in these oxygen stores, but they get replenished with ice that's in the small containers. So this should be a room for us in which we can breathe. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. God damn it, bad place and time for a takeoff, but let's just go. Let's give it a try. We have to try at some point, of course. So I did watch a video from Splitsy who showed that there's like ways to try and save fuel, such as when you hit the 100 meters a second speed barrier, you definitely want to like try to save a little bit, but you could also tweak some other stuff from the engines. But let's see what happens here as I'm lifting up. Oh, and now there that was, you could see that you can hit like a speed limit, but oh my god, we are definitely lifting off here. And yeah, that's what I have to do, is to try and stay within like the 90%. But I'll quickly show that here again. Now you can see here 99, 9999, and that's wasted energy. We do decline pretty quickly, I have to say. That's interesting. Gold is now at around 5 kilometers. So all this burn gives me speed. Here we go. And so that's probably gonna be the pole up there. Gotta try to just save a little bit. We're at 99% in fuel. So honestly, we should have plenty of fuel to get ourselves into space, even if it's not really optimal. Oh, and my dampeners are still on. Should I turn those off? I saw in the video that they basically are fighting to keep me... maybe I should. Dampeners off. Let's go. So what those dampeners were doing was to fight against me trying to get my cube stationary again. And so some of the engines then have like a counter push because of that. So we're putting dampeners off here for now. As we, oh my god, we can easily see now the atmosphere is starting to push up. We are around 10 kilometers off of the ground. And I'm still at 99% on my fuel gauge. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I am keeping a very close eye on my speed at this point. But I think that will be quite okay. So now we are going up. There's the star or the sun, and yeah, putting dampeners off did slow down my speed decrease substantially. What else can we see on my HUD? Gravity 0.52, that's starting to decline as well. Kind of hoping that that makes us even more efficient on the engines as well, as we are getting into space, guys. This is slowly working. 14 kilometers away from the surface, and I think you have to get to like 40-ish. So this will take a little bit of time, and I'm pushing up 7.5 million kilograms here in the cube. But so far, pretty good. Gravity 0.38. Let's keep going. 98% on the hydrogen tanks. Pushing back up. Let's keep going. Just keep that momentum. Keep going at around 90 to 100 meters a second. Burst back up. And then eventually we see, yeah, gravity, P gravity decreasing. 0.31. 0.30. Very, very good. So I haven't really changed the camera angle, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more as well. There we go. As we are just going straight up into space, of course. That's the whole plan. Now I'm at 20 kilometers, 0.26 Gs. It's working. It's actually working. What I really like about this is that I'm also taking basically everything with me. My refinery, my assembler, all of my resources except for one little rover. I'm leaving behind one rover on the planet, and a couple of my rover drones. They basically never made it. Probably some rough terrain in the way from from our basically our starting point where we grabbed a lot of these resources. And look at my fuel, 98%. This is better than I thought. I thought maybe we'd lose like 20% or something like that when we would go into space, but no, I built a lot of large tanks here, filled them to the brim with hydrogen. There's some extra ice in here as well, I think like maybe 500,000 units or so, and so we should be absolutely fine to get into space and to last at least for a while up there, hopefully finding some other ice sources as well. 0.16 G's in gravity, so we are definitely you know, slowing down a lot more slowly now. So our momentum is keeping us in the race, you could say, a little bit more easily. I have to use even less fuel to get up there. Very cool. 0.13, 30 kilometers almost from the surface. Now, if I would completely stop, we would start to descend again. But, yeah, of course, with still 98% fuel left, this is working out nicely. So up we go. We're starting to get a nice view of the planet down there. Kind of want to make sure that we get into space before I do anything else. Look around. But super easy, honestly. My cube is basically basically really working the way I wanted it to. Now some of the challenges, I think boost here, energy will be a little bit of a challenge. We'll have to see if this is balanced or not with these solar panels. Maybe I need to add more, or otherwise we of course want to look for uranium and start with some alternative ways of generating energy. That should be doable here in space. 0.08 G's. Keep blasting. I'm actually gonna take a quick look at the underside. Look at that, they don't even have to blast that much anymore. Our momentum is starting to carry us up. And now, yeah, we're definitely... Ooh, and I just saw a red signal. That's interesting. Our first asteroids are coming into view, so I do think I have to be a little bit careful with that. Alright, 0.07 G's. Let's go. 98% fuel, so that's still going amazingly well. And there's definitely like a planet there. Whoa! Not sure what that... Oh no, so that's between me and the star. That's okay. Oof. For a second there I thought maybe something was coming from right above us, but that's still alright. So let's speed her back up again. 0.6. We are over 40 kilometers from the signals down there, but I'm gonna think that maybe a little bit of rotation or off axis increasing happened. Maybe I didn't start completely flat, and there we go, another red signal, 12 kilometers in that direction. Oh, the pirates won't be happy with us. That's gonna be interesting to see how that works. And we are now at 0 G for sure, so I'm still going to go up a little bit extra. I think to be safe. There's the planet, and here is the cube, and I am out in space. I'm basically going to yeah, we're still basically decreasing in speed, so I do think I'm still being pulled to the planet a little bit because of this. Eventually that should like stop, I think, if I really have reached full 0 G's, so that we don't have to do anything anymore. At least that's how I would understand this to happen. Almost 50 kilometers out. So I could still land back if I wanted to. That shouldn't be a problem. No, that's definitely not a problem. It's still 98% of my fuel. So this puppy has a lot of hydrogen reserves, not so much in oxygen. Maybe that's something that we'll have to look into as well. But we are, yeah, still decreasing our speed. What's that looking like? What's that? So we definitely have some more asteroids starting to show up. Hopefully we get some resources, and then it's either we get a planet there, or the moon back there. And so now we are still decreasing in that momentum, just not that quickly anymore. Dampeners are still off. Or maybe there's like no way to fully escape that. I'm not really sure how much more I want to burn on this. Or if I want to start looking around a little bit at this point. Alright, more asteroids up there as well. So that's interesting. And 55 kilometers away from the planets. Still going strongly. And here, of course, all of the dynamics will pretty quickly change. Gonna do a final burn. Like that. Maybe we'll get to like 60 kilometers. That should be safe. Then I'm going to, I think, put the dampeners on for a bit so that we can stop the cube, and then we'll take this did take us 15 minutes for a little bit of prep and just getting into space, but very smooth experience. Oh, and there we go, another red signal at 20 kilometers. There's definitely some more combat that we could potentially have here. We are at 60, so I am going to put the dampeners on again. I think dampeners are on. So I think what that will do normally is to stop the cube and make it stationary. You can see now my speed is, my meters a second is decreasing quite quickly. There we go, we are at 0. And then technically, if I turn the engines off, because I have found, I did notice that if you leave them on, they will continue to use up your hydrogen. So I'm going to turn them off. And ooh, we are getting a little bit of velocity. That's interesting. I am gonna assume here that I may be slowly still falling back to the planet from this one. That is interesting. Okay, well, that's pretty cool though, and that looks like it may have something up there. So what I'm gonna try to still do, dampeners off again. We're going to take off, and I'm going to try, let's see here, where is, so that's forwards, and that should be, let's see, I do have to, that's harder to do. On the planet I had an easy reference point to see which way I was going. Ominous music as well. Okay, let's go up a little bit more. Maybe try to get towards like that asteroid that just came into view a little bit more there. Straight above us, nothing. Fuel is fine. So we get asteroid here, 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 back there, there as well. Hopefully one of them has what we need. Things are getting a bit, well, I was gonna say darker, but that shouldn't be the case. And there we go. Still lifting and still decreasing in my meters a second quite consistently. I do think that that's what's happening. So let's see here. Dampeners on. Let's slow this down. Then can I can turn my ship. This is just with my mouse. So what I'm actually going to do here now is to try and face. Okay, so I could, let's see here, zoom out a little bit more. And I think, well, this is okay. That should get us a decent amount of exposure. And now I can move up a bit more. Try to park myself right next to that somewhat larger asteroid. So now with the dampeners here, that should be okay. Then I'm going to, oh, I should, well, actually let's leave them on so that we can slow ourselves down here again. And then I'm going to slowly move myself. There we go. Speed is 0. Dampeners are off. Still smallish jitteries of movement. I'm going to move, and if I press V, there it is. We are actually in space. And, well, for now, I'm not spotting any problems on my end, although I'm again slowing down. I kind of wonder, where's the drag coming from? It sort of feels like there's maybe like a little bit of drag or something. So that could be an interesting asteroid. We are going to move forward a bit more, at more speeds. What the hell am I hearing? All right, let's go take a look. Dampeners on and 97% fuel. So for now, we're actually going to go for like a little bit longer, just explore and see what's happening. Let's press F. So the good news, I can walk around here without ooh, and we are definitely in space. So I can walk around here. Let's see here. Oh, and my dampeners are on as well. Okay, we are in 0 gravity, but I can be here without having my helmet on. Now I am going to test and take a quick look at the state of my batteries. So batteries, what's the power looking like? Current input is higher than the current output. Well, close-ish. And then current input 0 and then back up. So that looks okay. Oh, fully charged in 1 second. That's the reason. So we are charging enough on the solar power. That's very good. Now I had like artificial gravity. I just don't know exactly what it's called. I've never tested it, of course, as we are now in space. Gravity generator. So let's press F here. I think I put the settings correct, so that's like long enough. Let's give that a test. Put that one on. Quick recheck of the batteries, that this doesn't like eat up too much. No, that still seems to be just fine. Now if I press F, haha, I can land and jump thanks to the gravity generator. And here, well, my oxygen, that's still looking quite okay. This is a small atmospheric room. Let's press I on this one. Take a quick look at my ice reserves, just to get a feel. Guys, this is my first time in space completely solo. So here this is filled. This should be declining. And then here we get 200k ice left. And then we have... I thought I had some more. Let's see, 42k there, but that goes to oxygen, so which I'm actually fine with. 200k here, and okay, the rest has already been used up. So at some point I will want, in all likeliness, a little bit of extra ice, and so I am almost tempted now to stop at least the large thrusters. Don't think I need those anymore. 98% fuel, so we are recharging, and these are still on. It's a kind of a difficult choice to make. I'm gonna try here again, press them off. All right, speed. No, look at that tiny bit of speed coming back. So there's must be some sort of gravitational pull still doing something, and so in order to stop that, fully stop that, and it's even increasing. Okay, that's interesting. That's very, very fascinating. Well, you know what, guys? The next bit, I'm so uncertain at this point that I am going to first experiment a little bit more off-screen. But the good news is, with like 3% of my fuel, the cube has made it into space. And here we are ready to look for some of the rarer resources and try to get that going as well. We made it into space. I'm really pleased with that. Hopefully we can stay here for a decently long time, maybe even find a device to stay here indefinitely. And yeah, red signals around us as well. It's gonna be interesting, but I'm going to explore that on my own a little bit for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.